So I wanted to quickly go over some updates that we're making to our drainage and utilities dgen lib. I've alluded to this a couple times now in our previous user group meetings, so I just wanted to make sure I get this out there before we push this, which we plan on pushing this out in January of 2021. So let's just get started. First, I don't want anyone to be worried or concerned. I'm going to go over exactly what the change is and how easy it is to fix any existing projects. Okay, but there will be most likely be some kind of action you might need to take on your current projects if you've started using drainage and utilities on your current OHDOT Connect workspace projects. Okay, so first, the problem in ORD, there are two different places that you can set up the pipe sizing for conduit feature definitions, right? One, you can set the sizes up directly on the feature definition, and then the other, you can set the sizes within the hydraulic properties. So this creates some confusion because now you have two different areas that you can set up sizing, and they could have the potential to be different. So it's not really great, right? So what Bentley did was they came up with a variable that said, hey, if you set this variable, it's the software will only look at the hydraulic properties for pipe sizes. So that's great. It alleviates the problem of having these in two different areas. But the dgenlib that we have out there right now, before this update, all of the sizes are set on the feature definition. So moving forward, we want to get to having everything use the hydraulic properties, right? So that's what I've did in this update. I went through, I basically remade the whole dgen lib and got rid of the sizes from the feature definition and had them all calling up prototypes to get those sizes. So moving forward on new projects, that's great. You have this from the start. There's nothing to worry about. But on existing projects, um, if you've already started utilizing the drainage and utilities stuff. So if you've created a drainage file, utility file, and you've placed conduit or nodes, if you've done that in any of your existing projects before this release, you will see some problems when you get into the project after this is pushed out and you guys have synchronized it to your local copies. And so I don't want to scare anyone. It's just the pipe sizes. It looks all weird and it doesn't know what it's doing. So it's very easy to fix this, guys. Okay, I tried to make it as simple as possible. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna say, okay, for these existing projects that have already started using this drainage and utility stuff, we're just going to tell that project to keep using the old stuff. Okay, so I thought, way back a couple months ago, let's proactively make this even easier. So I pushed out in the template a line in the config file that's commented out so that you could just uncomment it at a later date. All right, so what we're going to do here is if we just go and look at our folder structure. So I'm at the location of my work sets here. So if you guys might be in a slightly different spot, what you're going to do is you're going to find that given projects or work sets config file. For example, maybe this is the one that I've already utilized. I'm going to open up that config file for that project. And now, depending on how long ago it was created, if you scroll down to the bottom, you might see this, you might not, right? So if it's an older project before I added this to the template, then you won't have it. But this is all that's needed to be done is to add this line right here to that project's configuration file. And so if it's not there, it is in the template. So we can go to standards. So in our OHDOT workspace, if we go to workset templates, you should see the template workset config file. If you open that up, it'll be the last line. You can just grab that and copy it. Okay. So I thought I was proactively making this easier, but what I have found out is that I pushed out the line incorrectly. So that is completely my bad, and I apologize, but this variable is wrong in this line. It shouldn't say work set standards. It should be work space standards, which in the template it is fixed here. So uh, just note that that needs to be, make sure it's set correctly. That's, I apologize for that. I did not realize that I did that when I pushed it out. But all right, so you get that line in there. All you have to do is make sure you remove the hashtag, and that is going to basically enable that line. All right. So that's all that needs to be done. Save that, and now that given project will be continue to use the old dgen lib. That way, nothing is messed up. It'll keep using the old stuff. Now, with that said, if you're gonna keep using the old stuff, that means you won't have any of the new stuff that I set up in the new dgen lib, obviously, for that project. So real quickly, some of the things that I've done in the new dgen lib is for proposed conduit. It is now more based off of the way we do proposed work. So you see there's type A, type B, type C, um, feature definitions. So I do want to point that out. So you're going to see new feature definitions there as well as pretty much everything has a prototype set now. So that'll, for those guys doing more of the hydraulic analysis side, that should hopefully make you guys happy. So if you guys have any questions, please reach out to me. I don't want this to be confusing or complicated to anyone. I hate to do it, but moving forward, this is the better way to go. All right, so um, hopefully you guys don't run into any issues. If you do, just let me know. It really comes down to just that adding that one line to your projects that have already started using your drainage and utility tools stuff.